Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Daniel Roman for winteriscoming.net, and I am so excited today to be here with Luke Fetherston, who plays Gawyn Trakand in The Wheel of Time. Luke, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, Daniel. Great intro. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you. Um,
You too.
so Gawyn is a character fans have been waiting to see for quite a while. Can you talk a little bit about how you ended up joining the show, and sort of
Mm.
what sort of preparation you had to do for the part?
I'm not sure that the fans have been waiting to see him, Daniel.
Oh,
Uh,
fair.
um,
Some fans, let's say
yes,
that.
some fans, yeah. So in answer to your question, Daniel, yeah, I wasn't aware that I was auditioning for the Wheel of Time when I was auditioning. We had a suspicion that it was the Wheel of Time, so I'd managed to watch series one prior to my doing my self-tape. And I certainly wasn't aware that I was auditioning for Garwin. They had all code names, and I couldn't
Yeah.
find these names anywhere in the show. I think I'm pretty sure my name was Guron. So I was
Huh.
desperately hunting for this role to try and find out about him. But yeah, when I got the role of Garwin, I was kindly sent a kind of like a one-page brief of his arc throughout the series, and then a very quick 3-second Google of his name kind of uh, led me to all these varying opinions, and I
Mm.
quickly panicked and then calmed myself down and stopped reading. But
Gotcha.
it was really amazing it was honestly really amazing to be gifted a role like this because the fandom are in whatever they may be, they are very passionate about the role.
Yeah.
And I think that as a gift as an actor to try and get under the skin of a character and understand his motivations and kind of bring them to life in the nuanced way that they deserve. So I think I very quickly had to stop reading
Yeah.
people's preconceived ideas of him just so I didn't then have them myself. So
Yeah.
I'm also kind of pleased that I hadn't read the books because otherwise I would have perhaps had a similar opinion. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that I don't because it's not my job as an actor to judge his decisions
Yeah.
um and motivations, but to kind of pursue them, as I say, with nuance. So yeah, hopefully I
Yeah.
manage.
Yeah, I that makes total sense. I mean, Gawain, he's not a Cersei Lannister. He's not. It's always interesting to hear people's opinions on him because
Mm.
he's not an evil character. He's
He's not evil, but
complex.
he's not a perfect prince. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
in some way flawed, but that's so interesting. Imagine if he was perfect. That would be
Yeah.
so much less fun for me.
Yeah.
So
Totally. So, you mentioned that you got a brief for kind of Gawain's overall arc for the series. If the
mm.
Wheel of Time gets to return for a fourth season, what's one aspect of the character that you'd be excited to dig a little bit deeper into?
Oh my goodness. Well, who knows what's going to happen? And, I'm just grateful to be involved.
Yeah.
But, I guess it would be pretty cool to lead the final battle.
Yeah. That's
That
pretty
would be
fair.
quite cool. There's multiple
Yeah.
other things that I could say, but I don't know what's going to happen. But
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty awesome.
Cool.
Obviously, perhaps doing scenes with Madeline as a
Yeah.
grain would be, that
Have
would
you
be.
and Madeline talked? Okay, so that was another question I had was have you guys talked at all about the potential that you may end up doing scenes together?
Um, Spoiler, me and Madeline have never actually met.
Really?
Yeah. So I think she was maybe, well, we weren't filming at the same time.
Yeah.
So but no, I've heard nothing but wonderful things about her through Kira, plays
Yeah.
my sister. And I think Madeline is an incredible actress. I think she's
Yeah.
so fantastic. So it would be amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I fingers crossed that it comes about. And that's fine. I mean, Gowan and Egwene haven't met, so it's authentic even. Um
Exactly.
so in this season, you have some really interesting like fight scenes. You have a couple. What was filming them like on the day? Both your kind of the friendly fight, as I spoke with Callum earlier, he called the one you two had, but also then the one you had with Donald Finn as well, which is a little more serious.
Yeah, 100%. It was, I mean, so the friendly fight it took a long time. And it was, as you can imagine, the stamina. We spent like 10 weeks training for
Yeah.
an hour a day, roughly. So it was about building up
Wow.
stamina because we knew that day was going to be really, really long. And it was because it wasn't just us that they had to get. It was, there's a scene happening as well. So multiple different camera angles, and we're in the background of many of the shots. So, but it was incredible to film that. We had all of these, but we had an audience,
Yeah.
and on top of the crew, which doubled the audience easily. So a bit slightly daunting. I think
Yeah.
perhaps it sat in kind of Callum's wheelhouse more comfortably than it did mine. This kind of peacocking around with our shirts off. I was like, oh wow, this is this is different.
Yeah.
Um, but it was really, really enjoyable. We had a lot of fun. And then the payoff, having seen us kind of have that friendly fight to then get absolutely mullered by Donal, I just think it lands so brilliantly. And I'm so pleased that it does. I'm super happy with it. And Donal was incredible with that quarterstaff. Um, and again, just what a joy to film. I mean, even when
Yeah.
someone's coming at you with a quarterstaff, like, and not holding back. I mean, that those swords were smacking, like smack. We were fully. It was. You had to protect yourself, otherwise you'd get hit. And
Yeah.
we wanted it to be that way. So
That's
it was
awesome.
great. It was
That's
great.
awesome. That's cool that he was such a good scene partner to do that because it's you never know with fight scenes how that will actually play out, how much people will hold back and things like that.
Oh, there was no holding back, and we were all game. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really important for us to make that, what it was.
Cool. Cool. So I'm gonna ask you, I think we have time for maybe one more brief question. I'm gonna ask you one that I also asked Callum. So we found out in the third episode of this season that Lord Gabriel is not who he says he is. We know now at this point he is one of the Forsaken. Um, but Gawyn and the rest of the family think that he has been their dear stepfather, however you want to put it, for quite a while. So what
Mm.
do you think is Gawyn's fondest fake memory with Lord Gabriel?
That is hilarious. Oh gosh. I reckon probably Garwin's used him as target practice. So maybe something along those lines, perhaps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fun.
I think so. What did Callum say out of interest?
He said probably discussing tactics or something
Oh,
very dry like that, which
yeah,
sounds right.
yeah. I'm more mischievous than him, so that works.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, Luke, thank you so, so much for taking time to talk today. It's been such a
Pleasure.
pleasure.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and congratulations on season three, and
Thank
hope
you.
hope to see you in future seasons.
Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you.
You as well.